Alright, so I'm here on top of this hill, just overlooking the city. I felt like, it's the morning, and the middle of the morning, middle of almost a tail end. Well, not really. It's only like 10:20 over on the west coast, Cali, LA, and I just felt like getting out here for a little bit and just enjoy it. It's my first time actually doing it in the morning, so there's no ocean behind me this time, so let's see how this goes. Anyway, just want to get out here, just enjoy the morning for a bit. Got my morning coffee. Actually, let me take a sip right now. Oh, that's good. Up a bit more, and okay, nope, as is, where I can see it. Awesome, sweet, yeah. So I saw the USA is doing really good as far as like with FIFA and such, and I feel like it's so symbolic in general. This is just my opinion, but I feel like it's so symbolic of just where we're at in this world. And yeah, but man, I don't really watch soccer personally. It's nothing that I guess I'm just not really much of a spectator when it comes to sports. I'd rather play them and have fun with friends in that way. So it's for me. I'm more into music. I'm more into. Lately, I've been getting more into my. I've been having an appreciation of martial arts and fighting, and I think it's do the training aspect. I've been watching, like yesterday, I watched. Man, it's gonna sound a little obsessive, but I watched that Stachowski Joe Rogan interview 1.5 times, and I watched the Wick is Pain. I finished that up yesterday. And then I watched John Wick 1, and man, I just love it. It's so cool because I grew up actually watching. I grew up watching Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, like Bloodsport, Lionheart, and Karate Kid, and a lot of that kind of stuff because of the stepdad that I had when I was growing up. He was really into that stuff, and so I was into it, and so listening to Chad Stahelski, the director of John Wick, one of the directors, listening to him talk about how he invited all those classic martial arts guys to be a part of that movie, a lot of them, man, it was really cool. Not all of them, of course, because there was no what is his name? I can't think of his name right now. Michael Jai White. Yeah, he wasn't in it, and but I didn't realize that I had the memory of all that stuff still in me, and I thought that was just really cool to see those guys just so committed to the process. And big ups to Keanu Reeves too for being so committed to that movie, man. It was just unreal. Like, usually movies I watch, I think Joe Rogan said it, and I agree with him. Usually movies you watch, you can tell that, okay, they're just acting for the part, but you can tell, and even the stories, they were all just so committed to getting in shape and practicing technique, and oh man, it was just really cool to see. And it's inspiring the crap out of me, really, to push myself. And so thank you, Chad Stahelski, for that, and everyone who was along with that production of the whole John Wick, and yeah, that was really cool. And for even bringing up my childhood, bringing me back to my childhood of where I used to watch that stuff, and yeah. Look at all this the bloodstream of the economy back there. Is on their way to work, or on their way from work, or wherever they're going. Yeah, there's a lot of good people down there. Respect-worthy people down there who are pretty much, for the most part, just want all the same thing. I don't know if you can see all the cars driving down there in the back, but yeah, pretty much the common person just wants to be able to pay bills, want to adventure, spend time with their family, take care of their family. And I just think that there's such a stressor of life, and but it's by design. It's not organic. Like, God didn't mean for us to be so distracted with trying to make a living. Yes, work is a thing, and hard work is a thing. And I'm starting to fix my microphone here. Let's see that one. Yeah, but hard work is a thing, but I think we're really going through some times where we're being unplugged from, what do they call it, the Matrix or the deep state, big bad wolf. And it's been here for a while. It's been here for centuries. And I'm pretty sure throughout in history, there's been moments where people knew what it was and I'm just thinking of like the Wizard of Oz, or actually, not the Wizard of Oz, but the early founding of America was full of people who wanted freedom to express their worship unto the Lord, unto God, and to worship in the way that they saw fit. And so long, no one got hurt. But that's what they wanted. And my understanding is, in Britain, where they were, their fathers or forefathers came from, they did, leading up to the Pilgrims and all that, they just didn't have those kind of freedoms, and they were controlled by the king or the pope. And they just said no more. They got to a point, and then so they escaped. Not the early founders of America, but the Pilgrims, even, like, they escaped from, or they made their way to the New World, which is the land that we're on now. Except for at that time they didn't occupy California, but they wanted to worship how they wanted to worship. They wanted that freedom to do so, and but then, so. Not knowing that they're a part of a movement pioneering to the best country that's ever been founded. Not the most perfect country that's ever been founded, but the best country. And so, hey, good morning. It's probably not morning for you, but it's morning for me, huh? But we're in a situation, or similar type of a situation to that, where we're just saying no more of that type of a control, and with our money being captured from the Federal Reserve. Which reminds me of a story. There was this time we went to go see the Titanic movie, not the one with Leonardo, but the one that was made in, I believe it was in the 1950s, probably like 54 or something like that. But yeah, 100%. Yeah, not just reading the comment there. What's up, Gina? What's up, Gina? Thanks for being here. But the story of we went to go see the Titanic, and we were in this movie theater. I think it's about 100 years old movie theater. In El Segundo, and we went to see the Titanic. And before they start the movie, they do like this pretty cool Wurlitzer show, and I think it's the second biggest Wurlitzer in SoCal. And if you ever go, that you got to check it out. It's pretty awesome. But it's pretty cool. They have all these lights, and as the guy's playing the organ, you see all the pipes and everything, the different forms of pipes moving along, and this guy is playing the Wurlitzer in front of a black and white movie, and so you get to just check that out. It's really cool. I think we've watched Tweety Bird and just, I don't know, it's just a cool, it sounds kind of like probably like some nerdy stuff, but it's really cool. But I think it's called Old Town Music Hall. That's what it's called. You gotta check that out. It's in El Segundo. But anyways, we went there to watch the Titanic movie, the 1950s one, I think 54. And the guy, before one of the guys that worked there, before the movie starts, he goes up to the microphone and he talks, and he just mentions how, really what the Titanic was about was it wasn't about just some random ship hitting an iceberg, but it was about a banker war. And basically that there were these bankers that were on the Titanic that were headed to oppose a bill that was going to be passed, the Federal Reserve System. And they were these wealthy guys who wanted to keep the money free and keep the money belonging to the United States. And so, which I believe is part of what the Civil War was about too, because after the Civil War you had Andrew Johnson, and who was a Democrat. He was actually the vice president of Abraham Lincoln, who was a Republican. And I think that was Abraham Lincoln's way of trying to bind the country back, the North and the South. And then after that, though, you had Ulysses S. Grant, who wasn't really, he was more of a war guy. And I may be wrong on all this, but yeah, do your homework. But Ulysses S. Grant basically was forced to, I guess there were, the country was kind of war torn at the time, and so he was basically pushed to take out a big loan or something from London, and basically it was just one of the steps that led America finally into the Federal Reserve Act, which is pretty much everything that's going on in the world right now. The Federal Reserve Act is, as you may know more than I do, but the Federal Reserve Act every country has their form of it, but really it's, I guess some bankers in London that have control of the world's money, and so, and then I may sound crazy on this a little bit, but even I believe that not everyone in our history or recent history even are necessarily probably even bad guys, and they're probably terrible. I don't know. Well, who knows, right? But I think that anyone that did not agree to go along with the Federal Reserve Act or the form of it in their own country, any leader, president, or prime minister were basically taken out in some way, shape, or form. Our war was waged against them, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that that I'm correct on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if you had some people like Saddam, or I'm not saying he's a good guy, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if certain people didn't agree to it. What if countries like Russia or Putin of Russia didn't agree to that type of a control, and the controllers or the rulers of the world doesn't like that, and so they start wars and such to say, for us they say, oh, they're dictators, and America hates dictators, right? And so they say, well, we'll just tell Americans that we need this war because they're hurting their own people, and they're beheading their own people, whatever. But what if? I'm just saying, what if? What if that's what a lot of these wars were really about? Is that a lot of doors getting kicked in because that leader or ruler didn't want to go along with the globalist Federal Reserve Act, and what that really is that for every dollar that America has, it's a dollar borrowed from the Federal Reserve, which is not it's not a federal anything really. It's private bank money, but for every dollar that we have, I think it's 30% of it is charged interest, and so we're always in this continual deficit, and it's a slave system basically. And so what I believe that we're seeing right now is we're seeing the crash down of that system, and it looks very peculiar. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. But I think it's a really smart, divine moment, a divine system. Not system, divine, smart and divine process that's probably really beyond man and humanity and what we ever will know. And I just see it as that God's had enough of the control of that system. And our tax dollars, taxes are always increasing, especially if you're in California like me, gas prices are always going up, and we're just on this never-ending hamster wheel, trying to keep a roof over your head and keep the lights on and keep food in the fridge, and I may be a fool for believing it, but I really do believe that that's what we're coming out of, and I'm not saying that coming out of it's going to be easy. Because the tentacles of this system, this structure it runs really deep. United States have had 4 presidents that were taken out because they attempted to, all of them, all the ones that were taken out because they attempted to keep the United States money free. Because they've tried many times to capture United States money since the early 1800s. And then they finally got their way in 1913, I believe it was. Sometime after the Titanic sank. So anyway, that's just some perspective that I like to think about or share about, because that's what all the chaos I believe in the world is. Like all the riots and all the stuff that we see going on in different countries, and like that stuff's not organic. All the takeover, the floods of the immigrants to a lot of the UK, and the destruction of their structures, the decline of the birth rate decline. That's in Japan, Korea, and a lot of other countries. This stuff it's not organic. I don't know how it's manufactured. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. But I probably would be like, you're pushing daisies. But just looking at all the people driving down below. I don't know if you can see it on your screen there per se, but I just see that those are just people who all want the same thing, who want to make a living, not overwork, not overstress, hopefully not stress at all. They want to enjoy life. They want to enjoy life with their family, enjoy life with their friends, and go on adventures, campings, whatever it is. And they just want simple things, including me. We just all want simple things, but we keep, in some way, shape, or form, being denied that. And this isn't a political rant, but I'm just looking at patterns. And I just see that everywhere that the system touches is chaotic, and they say, oh, we're gonna fix the problem of homelessness, or we're gonna fix it. Where is it? Where's the solution? It's been years, Newsom. And Newsom is just a guy in a suit who's word vomiting the same stuff that the next person would word vomit if they had their way. And it's been going on for a long time. And is something being done about this? I do believe that. I believe that it's a slow process towards the right direction. Like we all know about the steal. We all know about the fraud that's going on, the election stuff. But thanks to God, there's solutions being provided, and solutions being, but it's just slow. It's painfully slow, and I think it's only painfully slow because not a lot of the common person realizes just how bad the system is yet at this point. And so I think the exposure is more important than the solution. It's leading before the solution comes about, is that the majority need to be on board with being sick and tired of that Federal Reserve Act system, because the people who run the Federal Reserve Act do not care about countries. They don't care who's president of whatever country. They just want control of the money of that country. And it reminds me of there's a Rockefeller statement, quote. I forget which Rockefeller it is. But it was around the time the Federal Reserve Act came into existence in the United States, and he says, "I don't care about what countries, whoever." Let me rephrase that. I don't care about who's running what country. Just give me the money and let me control the money. That's all I care about. And so, I personally lean a little bit. I'm more center right. I lean a little bit more on the conservative side, and I stay that position personally because I want to keep the ability to think for myself and not just be a part of the club, just to be a part of the club, right? And just to keep a clear head. And so, if someone's going against my values, whichever side they're on, then I want to be able to see it for what it is. Yeah, but anyways, hey, good morning, guys. What's up, David Ogie, Bobby Berry? GL says, what club? The club of, sorry, I wasn't looking at my screen for a while. Just enjoying the distance here. Whichever, when you say what club, you mean the club that I'm in, or you mean the club that's running the world, basically? Yeah, I hope you've been doing well too, David. Long time no see. Well, let me answer both of those then. Well, I'm in the club that I see has the most value towards the longevity of things. And so, longevity of health and wholeness. And I'm not just like I know, I think we need the challenge of both sides, right? Like some people believe that just go 100% capitalist and we'll be all right. And I'm like, I don't know. At least in our day and age, I don't know if that's the answer of just going 100% capitalist and just pull the rug from the whole system of the safety net that's considered progressive or and I hate these words because as soon as you mention a word, then people, they summarize your whole perspective and say, oh, he's a right winger or a left winger or whatever. But I believe that there's nothing wrong with having a safety net, because sometimes people just have a rainy day. Sometimes people just go through an emotional beating of something in life, and sometimes they just have a hard time standing up and getting back in the fight for a season or some seasons. And does that mean that because they're not able to get back up at that certain moment, that they should starve or their family should starve? And I can already hear some people saying, oh, that's why you need capitalism, because capitalism, it makes you realize it makes you get back up and get back in the fight. But yeah, I agree. But that's why I say I don't know if in this time if we're in that place where everyone just or the majority has that kind of grit in those times, in those type of moments in their lives. But yeah, I have no problem with unemployment existing. I think it should just go to people that are rightfully here and that are well intended, that have been serving their community or their neighborhood in the right ways. So it's funny, I'm like on this hill and there's this brush around me, right? You probably can't see it as much. It looks kind of similar to what's over there, and but I keep hearing like something's like creeping up on me behind me. But anyways, just hope it's not anything with rabies. But anyway, just want to hop on here for a bit, just hang out, say hello. Just to see my city from a distance, just to come up for air. So thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Gonna just be chilling for a bit, enjoy my coffee. How are you guys doing this morning, by the way? How are you doing there, Gina? Or whoever's still on. How's your morning going? Are you or your afternoon going? Are you excited and ready to give your best to the rest of the day? My hydro flask is a bit dirty right now because on the way up here I like dropped it into the dirt, and I was like, oh man, that thing just got buried. And the dirt here is like powdery white dirt. It's really interesting. And, over there you can see the runway to that's Torrance Airport. I'm facing like down over there is downtown LA. Way in the distance there, it's kind of cloudy, gloomy, so you can't really see it much probably, but and then there's a refinery. Yeah, okay, actually I don't know if you can see it on your end, but oh yes, yeah, it is sand. I guess it could be. It was hot. It was hot at 9 a.m. Jeez, yeah, hot at 9 a.m. on these. Jeez. Yep, we're approaching the summer heat. Actually, I heard there's am I right? Certain parts of the country are hitting like a pretty intense heat wave. But anyways, over there's a refinery. That's the Torrance refinery. I actually just looked that up. It's been there since 1928. I'm very nerdy. I like to look at that, look up that kind of stuff. And but directly from this point, behind the refinery, way in the distance, I don't know. It's very subtle. Even I can barely see it here with the naked eye, but it's downtown LA. Like I see all the buildings and yeah, that's LA. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been up here. I used to come up here sometimes to just get away from just my busy schedule. It was fun. I had nothing crazy going on in those days. It was probably like in my college years. And I used to just come up here to get away and think, pray, and hang out, just like I'm doing now. And yeah, it's really fun stuff. I'm glad I get to do this before I continue on with my day. Oh, let's see. Yep, we were here for sure. Yep, geez, heat wave. Yeah, you are nerdy. I am pretty nerdy, yeah. But you know what? Our world is now run by nerds. Not that I want to run the world, but I'm just saying that we're in the revenge of the nerds era, right? And with big tech and Zuckerberg and the nerds are laughing last. Oh, I don't know if it's last, but they're laughing now, at least. But yeah, we're in a very thought-driven society, or at least I am. And I just noticed the more you use your brain, the more successful you are. You can't really... just working harder doesn't mean that you're going to do better. Working harder physically, like doing manual labor and all that stuff. Usually that class is at the bottom of the barrel. Going along with someone else's program, which is nothing wrong with that, but going along with someone else's program for a season or seasons of your life is great. But the person that you work for, they were just able to put things together, ABC, and then to keep going, even though they faced discouragement and doubt and setbacks, personal setbacks, business setbacks, whatever. And those are the people that we work for. And yeah, I think that those guys, for the most part, I think those usually are the nerds that are spearheading the company you work for. But I am nerdy, yes. Let's see. Yeah. Let's get a different key going here. I'm only using capo because it's just easier and I don't have to think as much. If you know about guitar, I can just play the same shape chords and just move the capo and it's just in a different key. But for me, usually I don't like to play with capo in other cases, but that's usually when I'm on electric guitar and so on, just because I like to glide around the fretboard freely. Yeah, you're probably hearing some people going on. They're just out on a walk as a group of women, and they're just hiking behind the camera there. How are you watching this there, Gina? Are you watching it from your phone? Are you watching it from on your TV or your iPad? I'm just curious. Sounds like my guitar may be out of tune. Let's see. All right. But yeah, anyway, so all that crazy talk earlier is, yeah, it sounds crazy. And I think it's great. I can assure you that there's nothing that we need to do in terms of, well, there's probably a lot to do, honestly. We need more good people and good common people to be working in office and not even just office. Like, you know, there's more to this country and more to life than just government as far as having effect in society. Yeah. they get kind of too much credit. Like it annoys me when I'm watching something and people they present a problem like on a talk show or something, and they go through these great lengths discussing the problems, and then the host will ask, so what's the solution? And then the first thing out of the presenter's mouth is, well, if the government, and I'm just like, if the government. And to me, in many cases, when I hear that, it just communicates to me that this person doesn't want to actually have relationships with people and work alongside with people, collaborate, and get things done. They'd rather the government create some law that everyone has to abide by, no questions asked, and it was probably someone that has character flaws, probably doesn't have children of their own or something, who knows. But it's just to think that the government is the solution to a lot of things is a fallacy. And I actually like it. I don't know if he was necessarily a good guy or not, but actually just think about what Ronald Reagan said, is that government isn't the solution, government is the problem. And I just believe that really what makes good societies is not good government alone, right? Like some form of government is necessary just to make sure that the value of human life is upheld. But really, it's the common person working side by side with the same common goal of wanting a good outcome, whatever the input looks like, whatever the needed input looks like, but desiring a good outcome. That's what we need more of. It's not you want to clean the highway. It's not, the government's not doing their job. It's like, well, maybe you're not doing your job. I'm not saying you have to be the one that's out there physically doing it, but maybe you can find people who are passionate about cleaning highways and piece that together, and they just need funding. Maybe they want some kind of some backing to be able to do it without being pulled away to work in another area that they're not interested in. Who knows, Or maybe you can be. Maybe you can just pick up some sticks or pick up some tools and go out there yourself, or get your friends together and just go out there for a couple hours, do it yourself. And there's just too much government dependency that we're ready to relinquish our power to. And it's nothing against government. Government has a place. But it's always been about good people getting together to help create a good outcome. And sometimes, and that's the thing, like sometimes we disagree of that process of how to get there. But then that's the thing, we talk, we work it out, and then eventually we get there. Because at the end of at the core of it, you just want to know, we all just want to know, do you mean well? Maybe your process isn't the way that I agree, but if I can see that you mean well, then maybe that would convince me maybe that would convince us, or convince me that, okay, well, maybe they have a point, or maybe they're seeing something that I'm not seeing. And but so long as the process isn't like beating people up along the way, but I'm talking about ethical process of getting there. And so anyways, but yeah, I mean, so we're including me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. It's easy to just want to wait for someone else to do something about something, do something about a problem, but who knows? Maybe you're being called to simpler things than you think. And it doesn't mean you have to do it. Like, that's not necessarily your life's purpose, or you have to do it the rest of your life. It could just be a season. that leads to something else that you don't understand. Like, it's part of the orchestration of God, right? Like that. Sometimes you got to just say yes, and then He just works mysteriously, leading you to something that you actually do enjoy. And I always say this is that really is that God wants to make us trustworthy people. And I believe that's the whole God, being a person after God's own heart. David being the man after God's own heart. Us being people after God's own heart. And I think that doesn't mean necessarily just like, oh, I prayed or I read the Bible, but I think that it means that, well, I'm here, and if I see something unethical being done, then I want to say something and do something about it. And for the greater good and the wholeness and the healing of my home or my city or my neighborhood or my church or my school, whatever it is. And so that's it. You don't gotta wait. We don't always have to wait for some government program or some law to pass for things for solutions to exist. And I get it. Sometimes the government wants to get in the way and stop things from actually getting fixed, because maybe they have, and that's dirty politics, right? Maybe they have some kind of a stake in it. Like, I don't know. This isn't probably really going on, let's just say, but let's say if someone came up with a good program outside of the government that actually fixed the majority of the problem of homelessness, then the government can't get subsidized suddenly, like state government or whatever, city government or county or whatever it is. They can't get subsidized. And so now that person's providing solutions. They're getting away of our money. We need to go against that guy, whoever that is. And so, but anyways, it's the world we live in, but we just need more good people to keep getting involved. And there's been a lot of tension back and forth on the common folks, left, right, whatever, fighting over a lot of different things. But who knows? Maybe if we just sit down and have conversation, then we'd probably find out, we want the same thing, same simple things. We want generally to keep a roof over our head, to be able to keep the lights on, enjoy time with our families, go on adventures, whatever that adventure is, and enjoy life without being so distracted by keeping the roof over the head and the lights on. Yeah, so anyways, I don't know, I just went on that rant there, but thanks for listening. The sun is definitely coming out and starting to cook me. We got the 250th anniversary of America coming up, and how are you guys celebrating that? Let's see. Phone, but usually, you're watching by your phone, use iPad, or not watch your just cool. Thanks for, I appreciate you watching my streams. And they're gonna keep getting better, keep getting funner. I'm gonna have I'm already in talks with people that I want to come on. I want to invite them on, and I'm just giving them the heads up, like, hey, by the way, check out my stream. I want to have you on at some point. And hey, a little dragonfly heading towards me. So it's gonna keep getting better. It's gonna keep getting funner. I'm just taking my time with it, and coming out here, laying the foundation first of the platform. So yeah, if you don't mind, if you haven't done it, please hit that like button and subscribe. And bear with me as as this amplifies, as this grows. I actually have a lot of gear and a lot of equipment to really make this thing professional, even more professional looking. But I'm just taking my time with it, having a lot of fun, and yeah, we'll see how this whole live stream goes. And yeah, again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, God bless you. I'll be back on definitely next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's probably 10 p.m. Eastern. But hopefully you can catch me before you go to bed. I'll sing you to sleep or talk you to sleep. But anyways, have a great day. I'm starting to cook out here. And God bless. Thanks for hanging out. I'll be back on soon.